5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, Tom, that sleep is one of the only things that becomes easier the less that you do it. I'm Greg. He's Tom. Happy New Year. Welcome to episode 300 of the In Crowd 815 podcast. Woohoo! We made it, Tom. Did you know we had a goal of 300 episodes?
I did. You had mentioned it maybe once or twice or 28 times. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. 300 episodes. I got to say, when we started this whole podcast thing, like 5 years ago now, if you'd have told me that we'd have 300 podcast episodes, I'd have said, you're crazy.
What are you, nuts?
I don't like you that much. No.
I don't like you that much. We got better things to do with our lives. Well,
300 episodes. It's pretty good. That's monumental. This
turned into something pretty special, pretty amazing. And thanks to everybody who's made it such. All 100 plus not-for-profits that have been on the show at least once. We need about 90 more to actually get to our goal of having all of the registered, legit 815 area not-for-profits to be on the show at least one time. There's about 197 of them at last check. I'll have to double check and see what's changed in the new year.
We won't quit until we get them all. So I know we do shout outs normally a little bit later or whatever, but there's no real structure here anyway. Sometimes, I mean, that's okay.
Loosely structured.
But I wanted to give a special shout out, say a special hi to Ken and Becky. They are a couple that play on Monday nights. They play trivia and they've become very good friends. They are just very, very, very nice people.
Thanks for tuning in, Ken and Becky.
Yeah, and Becky's mom and dad. I'm pretty sure it's Becky's. Yeah, it is. They are two very awesome people as well. They play. Their son plays. Their son's name is Andy. I always get it wrong. I always say Adam. I think it's Andy. Anyway, my brain has been working overtime. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to them.
All the time too.
When I was telling you that they had said they watched the show, I just thought that was really cool. People actually will take time out to watch the show, and I think it's really cool.
Learn something.
Thank you.
New.
Thank you to all of you.
Business to take care of. Let's keep this the same this year, right here. We call it our big number of the week because I like reading different articles about big numbers. And in the last week, I came across a big number. That big number was 16.76 million. And let me make sure this is correct. Yeah, because my brain's I've been sick for a few days, so my brain's a little scattered. This could be one of the more interesting podcasts of the last year. Meds are wonderful things. 16.76 million is the big number of the week this week. The answer is pets or pennies. And if you put your guess in the comments, you might win a gift card or a t-shirt. So throw your comment in there. If you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube, that's where we'll probably actually be able to see it during the show. If you're watching us as we live record the podcast. If you're on the other platforms, we probably won't see it, but that's okay. Still comment. We're keeping an eye on those. And it's all for fun. It's all for fun. Maybe someday we'll have something other than t-shirts and gift cards. I don't know. Once upon a time, though, we did a radio show on WROK, and we had a t-shirt sponsor, and we did all that fun stuff. And
well, we also gave away other stuff, too.
We did. We gave away gift cards and all the different things. So,
and one time we gave away a new car wash.
Yeah, the car wash. That was very, very, very handy for somebody.
I sent mine in. I got something new I'm doing this year.
What's that?
Well, you have to look at my answer and you'll see.
Oh, you texted me your answer?
I did.
You're gonna try some. Yeah. Inside joke, but not really an inside joke. We'll talk about that later. All right. Our guests today are involved with something pretty stinking awesome. We've had them on before, but we've got some newbies along with Jeff this time. Rockford Robotics has been doing some really cool stuff for how many years? I'm not sure. We're going to ask to see if Jeff has any history on Rockford Robotics today. He's brought along his friends Hunter and Liam, and from Rockford Robotics. Welcome, gentlemen, to the In Crowd 815 podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
2007 is when the Rockford Robotics first started. That was our first season.
2007, you guys first started. And do you know what can you? Well, let's get it before we get into the founding of the thing. We want to learn about you guys first. So let's see if I can find a screen that makes sense for this number of guests on the screen right now. I've got all these different options. So if I go like this and put Jeff on the big screen, will it let me do that? It's supposed to. There we go. There we go. Jeff, Wilsea. Happy retirement, buddy. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
You've been planning this for a little while now. So before we get into the retirement, what's your background? Where did you grow up and go to school back in the day before you got into engineering?
I was born in Michigan and grew up bouncing around between Michigan and Illinois. Graduated from high school from Rich Central down in the south suburbs. The mascot was the Olympian.
The Olympian?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard that mascot for a high school before. Tom, have you ever heard that before?
I have not.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was always drawn like a little Ziggy, but with a toga. I don't know if you remember the Ziggy cartoon, but you got to be our age to remember that. But that was how they drew him.
Okay.
So at least back then. And then I went to college, bounced around through several different colleges, Monmouth, wound up graduating from Governor State University in computer science. Worked several different places, worked for Woodward for the last 27 years as their senior Oracle DBA there, and just retired as of this last December.
You're going to have to help us, Jeff. What is an Oracle DBA?
The guy who gets the blame for everything that goes wrong.
Yeah,
a DBA is a database administrator. So essentially what I did is I managed the databases that ran the company, but I also helped manage the servers, the large Unix servers, the IBM AIX servers, not the Windows servers. And so basically I did all the infrastructure behind, helped write the engine that did the e-commerce website back in the day, stuff like that.
I got to ask you too, with all this AI talk now, do you see a day where AI can fully manage a database, or is it always going to need a human touch to kind of correct some things?
I wrote several systems that Oracle integrated that are now they carry the database. I basically automated probably 2/3 of my job. Mm-hmm. Yes, the day of the DBA, it's changed several points over the last 30 years. The DBA from 30 years ago would say, well, it's all gone. It's they aren't the same anymore. They are. What they're evolving into now is they're the guy that's going to take care of the database engine that's behind the AI, take care of the information behind the AI, and they will manage and help massage the AI to keep it kind of on a level, even playing ground.
Okay. Because I know as a realtor, I have a database of clients, right? I've got, 12, 1,300 people in my database that I can automate a lot of things, but sometimes the automation isn't quite right. It might be 95% right, but that 5% gets icky. So, so I can't imagine that day, coming when AI can manage all of that.
We get used to it. I mean, as a society, any automation, it's a 90%. You automate 90% of it, you leave the 10%. People complain about the 10%, and then later you automate 9% of that 10%, and it keeps going on. And eventually, we kind of get used to it. A new generation comes in and say, "Well, that's the way it's always been," and we kind of move on with it. So,
well, these devices are listening right to everything that we say. So eventually, AI is going to take all that and that person's situation changed, I can update that for you right now.
To the new overlords, I say hello, and I am your friend.
I am your friend. We come in peace. I hope you do too.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, let's learn about Hunter. Hunter, do you pronounce your last name Hokoth? Hokoth. Hokoth. All right. And where did you go to school? Tell us about yourself.
So I started out life here in Rockford.
Okay.
I went to East for my freshman year of high school, and then I moved out to Belvedere and started going to Belvedere High School.
Okay.
Graduated from there.
So you are a proud Belvedere Buck.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that actually was one of the questions I was going to have for you guys today. Anyone in the 815 can be a part of Rockford Robotics, right? So if they're in the Belvedere High Schools, they can come over and participate.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are you up to these days besides mentoring in Rockford Robotics?
I work as a CNC machinist at a place called Thomas and Machine Works.
Okay.
So I cut metal for a living. I make some really cool parts.
I bet you do. I bet CNC. My dad was a CNC operator before he retired, and he once in a while he'd come home with some pretty awesome looking hammers that were very impractical because they weren't really made out of the right metal, but they looked cool.
Yeah, we're making. I don't know if I can really say this, but a big company that does hammers here in Rockford wanted us to do some hammers for them out of titanium.
There you go.
So that was a very fun experience having to machine something that I've never machined before.
It still baffles my brain how you can cut something so hard. So, titanium. I mean, really, you can shape what and the what. That and the cranes that don't look like they should be able to lift anything heavy that can lift things that are so darn heavy. These cranes that they're using right now, if you're driving up to anywhere around here, but especially up to Beloit right now, they're building the casino, and you see those cranes that they got. They look so flimsy. They look so they couldn't lift hardly anything, and that they're lifting these huge pieces of concrete and steel and putting them in place. It's like, it baffles my brain, dudes. That's why I'm not an engineer, I guess. But anyway, we'll learn more about Hunter and stuff. Liam, you're up next. Tell us about yourself, Liam. Where are you from? Where did you go to school?
So, hi, my name is Liam Ellingson. I'm originally from Poplar Grove area, and I went to school at North Boone, so I was a Viking.
All right.
And then in my sophomore year of high school, I moved to where I now go to school, which is in Aurora. Basically, I go to a school called the Illinois Math and Science Academy. I will probably refer to that as IMSA, where it's basically a boarding school in Aurora that's just made to focus on like experiential learning, and it has a lot of great professors. So it's been a really good experience there.
I want to say my kids all went to Christian Life. I think we played IMSA in different sports throughout the year. So I'm slightly familiar with IMSA. All right. Well, we've learned about our guests a little bit. Now let's learn about Rockford Robotics and what is going on in the 2026 season. Jeff, tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they go to a Rockford Robotics event.
Well, next week, the 10th, is the kickoff for this season's competition. So starting next week, we will discover, along with everyone else in the world at the same moment, what the game is for that year. And it could be anything from handling balls, shooting, to frisbees, to God knows what. We all pray for a water game, but we know that will never happen.
Why is that, Jeff? Why do you pray for a water game?
Because that's just been the joke in FIRST Robotics for years. It'd be fun to mix robots with water. In basically a gymnasium.
Yeah.
Because they're just kind of fun. I mean, and they kind of joked with us this last year because this last year's game theme was all aquatic based across all the levels. So, they may have said, well, that's your water game. This year, it's going to be something along the lines of archaeology, but we don't know what. Hunter and Liam could probably tell us a little bit better what the hints are. I don't pay attention to the hints because it will explode my head. I've learned just to ignore it because no matter what I think I'm going to be wrong, and on the first Saturday of January, or in this case, the second Saturday of January, then I'll know the same thing that they know.
All right.
So, and so basically, we will get together probably about 10 a.m. The video will kick off at 11, and then there's the usual corporate speak and chat for about an hour, and then about noon is when they usually announce the game. And by 12:15, 12:30, all the kids' heads are now into thinking about what the robot's going to be that year. Okay. And then the kids will start off probably for about the first probably about the first week, doing a lot of prototyping and speculating and coming up with ideas. Well, how can we manage? How can we handle the game? How can we manipulate whatever the pieces are? What's the best strategy for the game? Okay. Liam's been through several of those. He can speak from the students' perspective much easier. And then we also have to analyze the rules, and there's probably about 30, 40 pages of rules that we all have to figure out. We have roughly about 6 weeks to design and build a robot, and then we will take it to 1 to 2 competitions over the course of the next 6-7 weeks. And hopefully we do well enough and go to Worlds, which is down in Texas, I believe, still. So
that's always the big goal, is to try to make a machine that's worthy of world-class competition.
Yep. Yeah. I've had 2 go there myself. Rockford Robotics has been to a couple world competitions. It's when you go to these events, you go to our regional events. The one we usually go to is down in Bradley. We fill a college gymnasium, that holds basketball tournaments there. That place is filled usually to the stands with people screaming their heads off. It's insane. When you go to Worlds, last time I went to Worlds, it was down in St. Louis, and it was in the old Rams stadium down there. And basically you had 8 of those events going simultaneously.
Oh man.
So it just took everything that you knew and just exploded it. It made it even bigger. I mean, it was across multiple buildings, multiple hotels. It was just insane. So
do you wear headphones so you can actually hear each other and communicate?
No, I go deaf. I just go deaf. I work with teenagers. They don't listen anyway. So,
well, you said this one is like an archaeology type of a theme that they're toying with you on this one. So I would think sand would have some of the same challenges as water, at least some similar challenges as water. So that's an interesting thing.
The problem about sand is it gets in everything.
Yeah. Not good for electronics. No,
sand would absolutely be absolutely terrible. Honestly, as a man who has to buy gears for his team and everything, I don't want to think what sand would do to my gears.
I don't think they would put that on you, right? That'd be too much.
No, it won't be sand. Now that you mention it, I could see them having like small. Maybe it'd be interesting to have like 1-inch balls, and then you have to dig something out of a pit of balls and put it into a competition. But I have no clue what it'll be. It could be throwing a frisbee across the room. I don't know.
Well, Hunter and Liam, you guys have been involved in this long enough that you've seen some pretty cool stuff. What's been kind of your memorable events over the years? What's been the most challenging thing or most fun thing? Something that's really been a highlight for you working on these robots. Hunter, you want to go first?
Yeah. I think I find the most enjoyment out of it. Like, I don't participate in the tournament as much as the kids, because it's an event for the kids.
Right.
But seeing our team get together and try to overcome the challenges that they put us in front of and everything, and you can see in the kids that sometimes they feel like they hit the brick wall, and then they finally get there and they are so happy, and just seeing the happiness and seeing them achieve what I believe that they're capable of doing is probably the greatest part for me.
Cool. What about you, Liam? Has there been a highlight for you over the years, that a robot that you built or an event that you went to that you're like, this is why I want to do this. This is great.
I mean, this recent event has been really great. It was my first event on this team. this last year was my first event on this team, but I've been doing First Robotics for quite a few years with a team that used to be in Belvedere, basically.
Okay.
It was called the Flaming Monkeys, and they shut down the other year. But some of our other members, Jeff has been a past member of that. So I've been doing this for quite a few years, and this last year, we were focusing, as I believe Jeff said last time he was here, on sort of rebuilding the team. So I was very happy to see the progress that we made towards rebuilding our team. We've seen a lot of new members incoming, and frankly, the actual competitions, as much as they are a great challenge for testing out your final engineering product, they're also a really great social event. It's a bunch of teams that all come together, and these are a lot of really nerdy kids that are all really excited to share what they've done over the years. So there's a lot of like random things that go on. I remember one year when I was on the Flaming Monkeys, there was just this giant like conga line that was going all around the stands for like half an hour basically. And, you know, it's just really fun to be social with people that you've never met before and to see how great the whole community is.
You got some time to kill. You might as well make some fun with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fill the time with some fun stuff. I want to bring up your website here, rockfordrobotics.com, for people that want to learn more about what you guys are all about. I want to put this in the chat too, so make this really easy for people to find and see.
Can I throw something in here, Greg, for a moment? One of the things I want everyone to know is we are open to all kids from anywhere in the area. If you're willing to drive to the shop, we're willing to have you and your kids with us. The kids, by going through this program, will learn a ton about all the STEM stuff, but there's also a lot of non-STEM stuff that is needed in the program. So often we'll find a kid who says, well, I don't want to do anything with robots, but they want to do artistic stuff. We need artists, because like the shirt I'm wearing, the shirts every year are designed by our kids. The website is designed by the kids and maintained by the kids. The graphics, the advertising, everything like that. So everything a person is going to do later in life in business is being done here. These kids are running a $30,000-$40,000 business here in Rockford. And so they're gaining real world experience. We've had several people like Woodward and Collins and all that hire people straight from as they graduate high school into their programs from our program, and they become very successful there. We've had several of our kids go and get scholarships. There's millions of dollars of scholarships that are available through this program. So it's a great way to launch your future. And when Liam talks about meeting kids, it's a great social interaction. It really is. I've had four of my sons go through this program. All of them met people from all around the world. They have friends now in Israel and China and Turkey, that we've competed against and they've become friends with. We talk about competition, but it's also cooperation. So there's been several years where a team will show up and they're having problems with the robot. And like Hunter last year, there was a team that was having problems with their robot in the middle of a competition. Hunter goes over and starts to help them. This is what all of these kids and mentors do, is we all help each other, because it's really about teaching and learning the kids and having them have a successful career in robotics and then launch it into a successful career future in the future.
That's a good point. Because it's more than just building the physical robot. There's a lot of other things that happens with any kind of business. And so if maybe your kid is not the kid that is looking to put gears together and make things move, but they like designing, like you said, designing T-shirts or there's all the different things that could be done.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the mottos we have for the program is we talk about building better people, one robot at a time.
There you go. Well, Is there any specific needs that you guys have for this season that you're currently not being met? Is there a need for some sponsors, some volunteers? What's the big ask right now for Rockford Robotics?
We desperately need sponsors. We've since COVID, a lot of the major companies have kind of pulled back from a lot of their funding as much.
Yeah.
Woodward is still funding us this year, but they're telling us they're changing how they're doing their giving for the next year. And so we may lose them as a sponsor. We lost Collins. They dropped sponsoring the local teams as much as they used to. So we desperately need sponsors. Honestly, I would love to have someone come in and throw $10,000 at the program, but I would almost rather have 10 small businesses come in and give me 1,000. To me, that's better because then I'm making more contacts in the industry and in the area. And then there's a place for my kids to go later when they leave my program.
Right. That's a really good point. It's one of the reasons why we do this podcast, Jeff, is the collaboration, the cooperation, getting people to brainstorm together and look at things a little bit differently, because we all have different perspectives. We're all looking at an elephant, but one person sees an ear, other sees a tail, and has no clue that they're actually looking at an elephant. It's a great, big, beautiful world we got to deal with. So there's a lot of
everyone who sees me just says they're seeing a donkey. I don't know
what's wrong with you. Well, is there anything specific here, guys, that you wanted to make sure we talk about today that maybe I'm not thinking about asking you guys? Is there something about Rockford Robotics that has been, again, we've kind of talked about the highlights that you guys have already had over the years. Anything else that's oh, by the way, I've got your 3D pin still sitting here, Jeff, that you made for me.
Oh, yeah.
I still got that sitting here on my computer. I think this is one of the coolest things. So thanks for making those In-Crowd 815 pins too. I don't have one sitting in front of me, but I do have the bigger thing that you made sitting right here as a part of my studio decoration.
We could actually cut that out of wood now if you wanted. We could actually do a fairly big one out of wood.
I gave Tom one of the mirrors. I think one of the mirrors is up on his facade back there somewhere, but
it is up there somewhere amongst my all my other stuff.
Are you,
Tom? If you ever need anything except Packer gear, let me know. I can help you.
Hey! Watch it now. Green Bay Part 3 coming up.
Might lose on Sunday though.
It won't matter anyway. It won't matter.
I would bet against the Packers on Sunday. Who? No.
No, it won't matter. Just to interrupt you, it won't matter if the Packers lose. Only if the Bears lose and Philly takes the second spot, then Green Bay, Chicago will not play in the first round. Otherwise, they very likely will play because Chicago will be the 2 seed. Green Bay was already the 7 seed, no matter what. So
that's pretty much it. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you 3D printing things for your robots? Is that part of the process of making the robot itself, or is that not something that
Hunter, you want to take that one? I've spoken enough.
Yeah. So we are 3D printing things. Actually, last year we started doing new wheels for a robot that our robot drives on, and we actually drove it into the ground because I've never had to design wheels. So thinking about that in that certain headspace, my first iteration of those wheels were not the greatest, and we didn't know. So we just drove it on concrete, and I was like, there's a lot of plastic on the ground, Jeff. And we looked up at the bottom of the robot, and we're just riding on metal right now. And it's like, oh, yeah, the wheels are gone.
And that's how you learn. That's how you do things.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So
you don't know till you know.
So I asked this question, Jeff, last time you were on, because I'm a neophyte. I don't know anything about robotics. I don't know anything. And I said, is this one of those things? Because I've seen it on like MTV or whatever, where the robots are going crashing each other and banging each other, knocking each other. And you said, no, that's not what we do. So when it comes to competition, what are the grades? What is the one thing that you do that says, oh, that's very good, we're going to give them a 10 or whatever? Is it, like style? Is it the ability to, do spins or something like that? What is the best thing you can do? What are you graded on?
Actually, Liam, you want to handle this one? I'm interested in your answer.
I can take this one over. So to an extent, it's kind of everything. first gives out a lot of awards. There's an award for style that a lot of very interesting robots have won. I've seen one with a pink mustache that won that one before. So yeah, but the main things that you want to focus on from the perspective of what you want your robot to do is, so normally every year there's some sort of game piece. Maybe there's 2 or 3 of them. So this last year there was like a giant kickball that was one of the game pieces, and there were these 1-foot coral tubes as well. And in the video you're playing here, they called it a note. It's that foam disc that you're seeing right there. So basically every year the goal is to take that game piece and somehow maneuver it into like a hoop or over a rung or something. And so the main thing that you want your robot to do generally is have some sort of elegant solution that can pick it up, maneuver it, not be too complicated, that it's going to take a lot of time, and just be able to do that in fast succession and get as many points as possible. There's also generally a large group of people that do defense for their robots. So that's what we mostly did this last year. It's a lot simpler on the engineering side often, but it takes more effort from the controllers, the people driving that robot in the scene, as you can see in that video behind the glass panels there. And so that's trying to get in the way of the other robots and prevent them from doing what they can do. A lot of the time there's just an economy of space on the field. Basically, if you have 2 robots that are really good at cycling the game pieces, then if you had a third one there, they would just kind of be getting in the way of each other. So the teams that end up going to Worlds often have an emphasis on having one robot that is really good at defense and can get in the way of the other team very well.
This is this video kind of shows a game. I don't know. Was this a couple years ago that you? Was this
yes. Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
So, and this is by no means what could possibly be this year's game. It could be completely different than what you're seeing on the screen right now, and it probably will be, right?
It's guaranteed to be completely different. Yeah,
there's some elements that will be similar, but the entire game will be different.
Yeah, it'll still be the way the competitions work is it's 3 teams are allied against another set of 3 teams. Okay. So you have goals to meet as a set of your 3 teams, and then often there's what they call a cooperation goal, which is where you and the opponent have to both cooperate to achieve a third goal, and then there's usually extra points for that. As far as defense and all that, yes, robots hit each other, but you're not allowed to do anything that will intentionally damage the other robot. It's very frowned upon to damage the other robot.
Get in the way, yes, but not destroy.
Exactly. So like our robot this last year, it used what's called a swerve drive. So each wheel can spin 360 degrees horizontally as well as 360 degrees drive. So that robot can literally turn in on a dime. There is no front to the robot. All you got to do is you push the controller whatever direction you want, and you tend to go that way. And it would go that way at about 13 meters per second. So it moved really fast. And so Liam, he was one of our drivers. He was really good at getting in people's way and blocking them. And then if teams tried to roll around us, our robot could actually roll to be in their way as they tried to roll around us. And then it had enough drive to be able to push anything around the field. So there's always a defense element. But hopefully it's fun to play defense. As an old football guy, I love defense, but you tend to you need a good offense too. Right. So
you still don't win if you don't score points, right? That's the
exactly.
So, well, I mean, this looks immensely fun. It looks like there's a lot of opportunities for people for your kids to learn some things that we hope they learn a lot of this type of things in school, but there's things you can't do in school. You need to do them extracurricularly. Is that a word? Extracurricularly? I'm making up words.
It is now.
It is now. And this is one of those awesome things. If you want to encourage your kid to be involved in Rockford Robotics, check out rockfordrobotics.com. Is it still something that this year's high school students could still sign up for and participate in this year's event, or is this
absolutely? Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, we start kickoff next week. Okay. Even if you're 2-3 weeks into it, we'll take you as you are. We'll do our best to get you involved in this year's competition. If you show up a week before competition, well, you're probably not going to go to competition.
Right.
But I mean, and we don't, the requirements of the kids, what we ask of the kids is we ask them to put 70 hours from basically kickoff, so next week, until when we travel. That sounds like a lot, but really it works out to be as effectively like every Saturday and then one night a week. And if, like for Liam, who's off in Aurora, he can't always come to the shop. So we'll often give him assignments he can do at home or at school there. So we work with the kids. When we go to competition, usually it's about 3 days away. We take them to a hotel. We put them up in the hotel for a couple of days. We feed them mostly. No, we make sure they're fed.
They won't starve.
Exactly.
Ramen noodles in a microwave is all they need.
Yep. Yeah. Or a jar of peanut butter goes far. But anyways, we take them, we put them up in the hotel. So they will come. I've never watched a kid not come back from or an adult not absolutely exhausted. I have a Hunter. I think he has a picture of one of our students last year. At the end of the day, he is asleep on the table in the hotel lobby. and Hunter jokes. Hunter texts his mom, says, "I think we might have killed him."
Kidding. I'm kidding. He's really tired.
Yeah. No, he is. But the other thing about Rock, like I said, we're open to all kids, all high school kids, basically from 8th grade through high school, through the end of high school. We'll love to have them, but they also become a family. And so we see each other a lot. I mean, a lot of these kids, in some ways, I think they become closer to their teammates than they are to some of their siblings. We had one of the kids over at my house for Christmas for Christmas. And he had a good nap. It was the same kid it was asleep on the table. He fell asleep in my living room after opening gifts. He had a great nap.
All right, Jeff, I'm thinking you might want to have him checked for narcolepsy.
No, he's just one of those guys who is all in until he isn't.
Yeah.
Go until you can't go no more.
I've known those people.
Yep.
Well, you're making a really good point, Jeff. This is something that community is so important, and whether that's what you're doing in special groups at church or school or in your neighborhood or whatnot, you can only get so much. And I know you get some, but you can only get so much by online activity like we're doing right here right now. And this is all fine and dandy, and there's some good to it, but it doesn't make up for the face-to-face physical interaction, building something together, accomplishing a goal. I mean, that's big. That's really huge. So before we get to Tom's trivia, which I'm assuming he's just chomping at the bit to get to, because we've got this many players, we got a chance to get all 7 questions right this week. Is there anything I did not ask you guys about that you wanted to make sure we talk about today before we let you go about your weekend on this first weekend of 2026?
Well, so it doesn't matter how long the kids are involved in the program. They can apply for scholarships when they go on to school.
Yeah, what is the cost for being involved?
The cost for being involved for our team is actually $0.
Wow.
A lot of people in the community will graciously donate to sponsor kids to go on to the competition with us and everything. So, there are some families that will pay for their kid to go, but a lot of other people will always be able to go just because of people in the community. But like for Liam, right? He's a senior. He's going on to college soon, and because he's been part of the program, he's been able to apply for scholarships from First. And last year they gave out $114 million in scholarships to kids who were part of the First program.
That's awesome.
And I mean, it's not just like one single kid gets that money, right?
No.
But a little bit goes a long way, right? College is always going to be getting more expensive.
If you don't mind, I'm going to jump in there because we've had from our own team, we've had one student who got 2 full ride scholarships down to Alabama. I didn't know you could get 2 at the same time. He actually got 2 full ride scholarships at the same time. We've had other kids get scholarships to Purdue, Lafayette, to Bradley, to Augustana, the Rock Valley. I mean, there are scholarships for all over, and we've had several kids go through the program and get scholarships on to go to college. So yeah, there's 114 million. It's spread out, and just by being part of FIRST. And if someone's listening and they're sitting at home and they say, well, my son or daughter's a senior, they don't know anything about robotics, doesn't matter. Have them join. We'll teach them what they need to, even if they're a senior. Bring them in. We'll teach them what they need to. They'll have the time of their lives, and then they're eligible to get these scholarships as well to help build their future.
That's cool. That's cool. Did they miss Liam? Did Liam, have you chosen a college? Did I miss that?
I haven't chosen a college quite yet. I haven't heard back from all of them. Some of my more top pick schools I won't hear back from until the end of January.
Yeah.
But I can personally attest to 2 of the schools that I've heard back from already, Milwaukee School of Engineering and Illinois Tech, which are both pretty good schools. Basically have a button that I could click when I was applying. Were you part of FIRST Robotics? Yep. Click that. That's automatic, basically $5,000 right there, just right off your tuition. So yeah, it's really as easy as just being a part of the program, and you're already saving money at some schools you can go to.
I can't say anything about Illinois School of Engineering, but MSOE, I think you really enjoy Milwaukee. I've got some friends that went there and loved it. So I think I could give them a plug. Well, awesome. Well, RockfordRobotics.com. Check it out. Again, if you want to plug it in yourself or your student in that direction, I think a lot of positives, all kinds of fun things that can be happening here with your students, and the things they will learn, the friends they will make, priceless, right? Priceless. So, All right, guys, it's time for this.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
All right, Tom.
Here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Snoopy.
Snoop Dogg in the house. Let's see. Let's put you down here, Tom. We'll put our guest
All right.
on the screen. Why aren't you moving for me? Come on, screen. There we go. All right. What do we have for Tom's trivia the first week of 2026? So he's got 7 questions, by the way, folks.
I do.
We're playing together as a team, and my goal is always to score right.
Yeah, I have 7 questions, and none of them have anything to do with robots or anything. Although I did come up with a bonus question, but it was too easy, so I eliminated it.
Shoot, that was the one I was going to get right.
Yeah.
Now, what is the periodic two-letter periodic symbol for titanium?
TI.
Yeah,
is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to see if Hunter was going to get it. If not, I was going to laugh.
Bonus point.
Yeah. So it's it's you get a half a point for that one now. All right, here we go.
This is the 300th episode. How often do people get them all right?
We've had a good string.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times we've had
at least 4 and maybe 5 now.
I will say most of those times were with some hints. Tom did give us some hints because we were really close. So
there's been at least one time where there were no hints, but I gave you like extra time to get it. So yeah,
Tom, not to play mercy, but remember you have a high schooler here, so don't make it too challenging for him.
Just a youngin'.
Yeah.
That high schooler may be the smartest one of the bunch.
I know.
He is.
I mean, if you're asking about calculus, maybe I know about trivia.
Okay. All right. Well, this first one I think you're going to get. There's a lot of current event stuff. There's actually some New Year's stuff because this is part of a quiz I was working on this past week. So All right. In 2025, how long was Katy Perry in space on Blue Origin's Shepard rocket and capsule? Was it 11 minutes or was it 22 minutes?
Oh, there's a 0. No.
Yeah.
No, she's in space all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Perpetually
remember.
in space. All right, once again, 2025. How long was Katy Perry in space on Blue Origin's Shepard rocket and capsule? Was it 11 minutes or 22 minutes? Basically, how long was she an astronaut?
I'm going to say about 11 minutes because that ship does not go up for very long. It's up and down real quick.
Yeah. Was that the same that Michael Strahan was on?
It might have been. I think it was. Yes, you are correct. I'm going to stop you right there because once you're correct, once you got it, then we're done. I don't want you to talk yourself out of an answer.
Our first correct answer of 2026. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, here you go. Also in 2025, in February of 2025, there was a viral video of a Chilean kayaker who was briefly swallowed by what type of whale? Was it a blue whale or a humpback whale?
Oh, gosh.
The only thing we know at this point is his name was Jonah. I'm kidding.
No.
Just kidding about that.
No.
The whale's name or the guy's name?
It doesn't matter. The guy's name, it would have been. In February of 2025, viral video of a Chilean kayaker who was briefly swallowed by which type of whale? Was it a blue whale or a humpback whale? Now, I realize all of you guys, you're not really focusing too much on news and, entertainment TV and all that. A lot of this stuff falls under that category. And you probably don't troll Facebook as much as I would think. So
doesn't the humpback whale have the big mouth?
Fry.
For some reason, I want to say the blue whale's mouth is different than a humpback whale, and humpback's got the bigger mouth. That's why I'm thinking humpback whale.
It might be good logic there.
I think Greg may be onto it. I didn't know a whale swallowed anyone in 2025, so tag me out, guys.
Technically, I don't think he was swallowed, but he was in the mouth of a whale, so that's bad enough.
That counts enough for the news headline. So
that's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, you are correct. It is the humpback whale.
All right.
It is the humpback. The blue whale is the largest animal, period, ever. It's just monstrous, but fitting somebody inside the mouth, you might be right about that. The humpback.
Yeah, I believe that's just an algae not an algae, but a plankton eater. Just microscopic.
Scary. I'll stick to my cat and fish.
All right, so shifting here, not having nothing to do with anything, a little geography, sort of geography. On this day in 1845, the 28th state was admitted to the U.S. What state was it? Was it Arkansas or Texas? I always do it in alphabetical order so as not to go, when in doubt, see it out, because there's only 2 here. But once again, on this day in 1845, the 28th state was admitted to the United States. What state is it? Was it Arkansas or was it Texas?
I believe Arkansas.
I would lean toward Arkansas as well.
I would guess. I feel like Texas is very proud. We'd probably hear it if it was its
right?
anniversary.
1845.
All right. The answer is Texas.
Oh no!
So what I'm hearing is I got the first one right of 2026 and the first one wrong of 2026. Boy,
wow.
That's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
All right.
Here again, and we're at the mercy of the questions I had today.
I just want to get 4.
You'll get 4. Don't worry. All right. This live action version of what Disney film came out this year? There are actually 2 of them. So name one or the other or both. This the live action version of what Disney film came out this year?
When we say this year, do we mean 26?
25. Last year.
I believe Lilo and Stitch came out.
They did.
You are correct.
Wow.
You are correct.
Yeah, and
there's another one too.
The one with Ariel, right?
Did they do a live action of Lion King?
I don't know.
Well,
when you say live action, we mean on the movie screen. not like a play or anything. In the movie theaters, basically.
So Lilo and Stitch, and there's one more.
There is. You already got it, so you can't go wrong.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was Lion King, but
it created a lot of controversy. Didn't do so well.
Oh, wasn't it Snow White?
Snow White. Snow White is correct. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. Next.
All right. Next.
We just need one more. We've got at least over half of them.
Oh, well, you shouldn't lose this one here.
All right.
This is question number 5. Where in New York City does one of the biggest New Year's Eve celebrations in the world occur?
Starbucks, right? That's
Starbucks, yeah. Yeah, sure.
I guess in a generalization, it would be the street, right?
Times Square.
Times Square.
Yeah. Times Square, yes, exactly.
Welcome to Times Square, New York City. Was it? Did I hear the ball drop was controversial this year? It didn't finish or something. The ball didn't complete drop. Something was.
I didn't hear any of that. I was mostly asleep by that point. What got me is there was a town on the state line area up in Wisconsin that said, "Screw the ball, we're just going to drop a cheese ball."
Oh, Monroe.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, that sounds really fun. If I was young, I'd like to go up there.
They dropped the cheese wheel at Monroe. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, we got our 4, so it's all good.
All right. Here we go. This is question number. This is 6, isn't it?
Number 6.
This is question number 6. All right, I got 2 questions left, and I have to figure out which one I want to ask. 2 questions left. All right. Here's one. Pope Leo XIV holds dual citizenship in the United States and what other country? Before you answer it, I'm going to give you 2 options. Before you answer, Vatican City would be the 3rd because he obviously has citizenship there as well. So there's actually 2 other ones. But in this case here, Pope Leo XIV, the current Pope, holds dual citizenship in what U.S. Country? In the U.S. and what other country? Your options are Argentina and Peru. Argentina and Peru.
I know he's a White Sox fan, right?
And
we don't hold that against him. He also likes Emilio's pizza.
Yeah. Oh, good. Jeff, you and I are both Cub fans then, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because Greg's a Brewers fan. Boo.
Yeah, well, there's no accounting for taste.
So we can at least agree on something.
Go Cubs, go until you meet the Brewers. That's my chant right there. I want them to win until they meet the Brewers. I don't know. I mean,
I think it's Argentina, but I could easily be wrong because my first thought was Chile, but
South America.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
I remember that Kathy had read about his entire history, and I think it was Argentina that he was part of a thing down there, Jeff.
Okay.
I believe so. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so Pope Francis was from Argentina. Pope Leo from Peru. Not from Peru. He's from the United States, but he had he spent time in Peru. He is a Peruvian citizen. Okay. So you're going to go 5 and 2 on this because the very last one is the easiest one of all. This is where I was going to throw in the titanium one. So, but I figured it's just too easy. It's almost pandering. So I didn't. I gave you that one for just a freebie.
We're not opposed to pandering. Little pandering.
Well, this one here is half.
You said it was a half point for the titanium, and I want my half point, man.
You get your half point. All right. So here you go. Fast food. Name this McDonald's breakfast sandwich that consists of fried bacon, a scrambled egg, American cheese, and it's between 2 pancakes. What is it called?
What do they call that? I don't know what they call that.
Is that the McGriddle?
Yes.
McGriddle?
It's the McGriddle.
Which has to be incredibly unhealthy because I really like those. Those are so good.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you the other one that was going to be option B here. This is a unique glacial landscape in eastern Wisconsin formed by the meeting of the Green Bay and Lake Michigan glacial lobes about 20,000 years ago, leaving behind hilly ridges. What do they call that? This is a tough one.
Oh gosh.
Lead him off the top rope.
Man, I haven't taken geology in too many years.
Taking it more recently than me. Oh. I'll remember it at 3 a.m. even if you don't tell me. Actually, as soon as I see Kathy, because every time we drive up to the cabin, my wife tells me all about it.
Yeah.
It shows how much I listen to her.
Hey. Now we just hope she's not listening to you this morning.
She doesn't listen to me. I've been married to her for 30 some odd years. She stopped listening about 45 years ago. Last thing she heard is, "Will you marry me?" Yep. Okay, we're done.
Wow.
I cannot remember it offhand.
It's kettle moraine is what it is.
Yeah, the kettle moraines. Yeah.
Kettle moraines. Yeah. So anyway, you guys did 5 and 2. That's really good. That's good. 5.5.
Best of the year. Best of the year. Hey, we're number 1, like the Bears.
Yeah. That's well. Give it 2 more weeks. This is going to be fun because in 2 weeks, not a week and a half. No, they're probably going to play a week. They might even play next Saturday. They're probably going to be the first game, and I think Bear fans beware. I'm not saying that Green Bay is going to win. I'm not saying Green Bay is even better than them, but I think Green Bay has something to prove, and I think experience may win out here. So
Micah Parsons, though, it's rough to be without him.
It is.
Well, it is, but they didn't have him last year or the year before, and they darn near went to the NFC Championship game the year before. And last year, they came across a very tough Philadelphia team. They were a very good defense. They were one of the top 5 defenses in the league last year without Mike Parsons. So,
well,
I will repeat the same thing I've been saying for Hunter all season. I think Green Bay is actually a better team than the Bears, but we are on the ascendant.
Yeah.
We are coming
without question. Oh, and I think you're also better coached. I do, with the exception of defense. On offense, but overall, I think the Packers really do suffer from fundamentals. The fundamentals keep killing them. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. So
and they re-signed the special teams coach. They re-signed him. They extended his contract.
Are you serious?
I saw that this week. Yes, Rich Bisaccia, whatever it is. Yeah, he's coming back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Packers fans.
Now, I will say, I raised my daughter all my life to never, ever bring home a Packer. Don't bring home a Packer fan. It never, ever occurred to me that she would find someone that, first of all, there would be anyone out there, but let alone she'd find them that rooted for Minnesota. And that's what my daughter did.
My daughter married a Minnesota Vikings fan, and he keeps giving me crap about the Vikings. So not this year. Not this year. But yeah, no, that's funny. And Melissa, my daughter, was always a Packer fan, only by default. She couldn't name you 3 players on the team, but because Dad was a Packer fan, now she's a Vikings fan. She goes, "Well, Dad, I'm married to a Vikings fan, Like, yeah, okay, fine."
That's
Jeff's wife ain't even a Bears fan.
No, she always was until she married me, and then she became a Packers fan.
Oh, there you go. Now we see why there's so much Packer animus here. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's Hunter I was talking about. He's a Vikings fan, so don't hold that against him.
We're a long ways out, but I want to make sure we mention this before we let the gentleman go. Coming up in April, our In-Crowd 815 networking group event for April of 2026 is to be hosted by Rockford Robotics. And really looking forward to this event. Now, your location, are we going to be at the Blackhawk Park Avenue location?
Yes. Yeah, we'll be in our shop to where we can show off our shop for that. So that's at 545 Blackhawk Park Avenue. It's in the Arco Machinery Moving Building, the old Matson Machining Building.
Oh, yes, I remember that now.
Yep. Yeah, we're around in the back of it, and we'll have to put out some signs and stuff for it. But yes. That's where our kids meet it feels like every day for the next few weeks, for the next, few months. But we're there a great deal of the time. Anyone who wants to come visit the shop, you don't have to wait for that event. Call up, reach out to us. We love to show off the shop. We love to introduce the program to people and introduce the kids to people. It's an interesting building when you walk into it. So definitely come on out.
This is one of the ones I've been looking forward to for, gosh, we talked about this almost a year ago, Jeff. So I'm really looking forward to having this event at your shop and having our local business leaders and entrepreneurs and movers and shakers and the In-Crowd 815 to come on out and see what you do. And hopefully this will also result in some more sponsors for next year's team and for, teams in the future and to see what you do and why you do it. So
I hope so. Hey, Greg, when's the next 815 event?
So the next In-Crowd 815 networking group event for January, the last Thursday of this month, is going to be at Lucha Cantina. So if you're a fan of Mexican food, Lucha is great. And so January 29th, Josh Binding and his crew is going to have us there at Lucha Cantina, 5:30 to 7:30, which is just a reminder. Our In-Crowd 815 networking group events are always free. All we ask is that you show up with 2 things. All right. 2 things. A business card. It just kind of shows you're a professional. You do something here in the 815 enough that you actually have to have a business card to exchange with people that are there. The second thing, it's a tough one, but I know you can do it. A smile. That's what we ask for. A business card and a smile. So if you can put together those 2 things.
Not to throw this into an R rating, but that's the same slogan they use for nudist colonies. So you may want to amend that.
A business card and a smile.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to know where you keep your cards.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes.
Thankfully, I don't have to say clothing optional. Clothing's not optional. You have to wear clothing to be out in public in the Rockford network. We do have police.
Even if it's a toga, it's okay.
Well,
yeah.
In January, you want it even if you didn't. So
absolutely. We've got a great slate of events for 2026, and everything. The last Thursday of the month is all books. January through September, we do not yet have an October host for our In-Crowd 815 networking group event. So if you are connected with somebody who might like to have anywhere from 20 to 80 people at their location to we do ask hosts to have some hors d'oeuvres, some light refreshments, just so that people that are coming directly from work can at least get a little bite to eat before going off to dinner that night or something else. And generally speaking, the format of our events, 5:30 to 6:30, is basically just open networking, just gathering, meeting some new people, again, sharing business cards and that sort of thing. And then 6:30 to 7:30, the host typically takes over and says, here's what we do and why we do it. If they have a facility to tour, we take a tour. If they don't have a facility to tour, then maybe we do something to just spur interaction between the guests, whether it's a bingo game or some trivia or speed networking type of a thing. Anything that the host decides to do, we help facilitate that so that people enjoy their time at their event and get to meet some new people and make some new business contacts, some new not-for-profit contacts. That's what we're all about here at In-Crowd 815. So plan now. Check out our webpage. I got the link in the chat for the Facebook event for Rockford Robotics. In-Crowd 815 networking group. Look that up and you'll see it all right there too. So incrowd815.com is the easiest place to go and find all things. So if there's any final comments from you gentlemen, I'll let you go about your weekend and thank you for being with us. Any final thoughts or comments before you go about your weekend and the rest of your year?
The only thing I got is come on, guys, come out. Let's go have fun with Rockford Robotics. Bring your kids, bring yourself, help, and go Bears.
Oh, yeah, and take the White Sox with you.
Take the White Sox with you.
All right, before he gets us kicked off, thank you all for having us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for carving out time to be with us. Best of luck in your competition, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in April too. All right.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, back to our big number of the week. Our current race to 10 has Tom in the lead by a score of 6-5. And our big number of the week this week
I couldn't have
16
done it without this guy right here.
16.76 million. Pets or pennies? I'm not sure if I should accept this offer. This answer.
Or was it this guy here?
The text I received says Vennies.
Oh yeah, Vennies. Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
what I'm supposed to do with that.
Well, if you accepted Vulking, then I'm sure you're going to accept Vennies. If I had to accept.
In 2025, the number of United States households that acquired a pet, the percentage is just short of 50%. 47.6% of United States households acquired a pet in 2025. The share that got a cat, according to the American Veterinary Medical Association, is I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that because I said that wrong. Of all the American households that acquired a pet last year, 47.6% acquired a cat.
Okay.
This is up from 43.5% in 2023, while the share of households that acquired a dog was 54.5%. That's down a little bit. It was 57.3% in 2023. Why does this matter? Dog and cat acquisition is slowly sliding toward parity in America, perhaps signaling an end to the dog people versus cat people debates. Which I don't think that's true.
Well, that's simple anyway. Cats rule and dogs drool. And for the record, I love each and every one of my dogs. They are the most wonderful dogs in the world, but I love my cats slightly more. You guys didn't hear that.
Well, all pets are great. Probably why the average U.S. pet owner spent over $1,700 on their pets last year. And they're just different pets. A dog is incredibly loyal and loves you, and the cat is incredibly cuddly and is glad that you love them.
You know what my cat does, and this is, cats are notoriously, I think the word you were looking for, what I thought you were going to say is independent. They can sleep on a bookshelf and stay there for 8 hours. They don't need human contact. They don't need other cats. Sometimes another cat comes around, they're like, wow, you know. But all of my animals kind of take on the personality of their owner. And I am very much a nurturer, very much a cat lover. My cat, when I sit down in my chair to watch football or whatever, boom, there he is, right there on my right shoulder. Yeah, the bad one, the one with the rotator cuff. And it hurts after a while.
Got to keep it warm, Tom. Warm it up.
Warm. That's right. And then I got my other cat, Remy, who is on the back of my chair. So I usually have, and then we have another one. Her name is Baby Cat. I know, real original. Anyway, they're all wonderful, wonderful cats. Then, of course, the dogs are exceptional as well. But the cats are cuddly, like you say. They're I don't know how to describe them, but other than to say what I just said, they take on the personality of their owner. If you don't pay attention to your cat, you don't pick up the cat and stroke its fur and, you know, do this little thing with them, they're not going to do that back. But my cat will jump up on me and he'll headbutt me. When a cat headbutts you, that's their way of saying I love you. That's their way of kissing you.
Yeah.
So, and a dog will lick your face. Cats don't lick your face, you know.
No,
But,
not typically. No.
don't want them to. It's a rough.
So Tom gets the point. It is pennies. 16.76 million is how much that the last 232 sets of pennies sold for. They sold these. The U.S. Mint auctioned them off. The last pennies ever pressed a couple weeks ago. Each set of 3 included omega symbols and a special 24-karat gold penny. The final set, the 232nd set, the last 3 pennies ever made. Guess how much those sold for at auction?
16.76 million.
No, that was all 232 together.
Oh, okay.
The very last set, $800,000 someone paid for those last 3 pennies.
I got you. I think I missed something there, but yeah, I was a little ADDing on you.
Amazing.
I have a question. This is a very legitimate question, and this is going to make some people mad. When you go to, let's just say you go to Bob's grocery store, and your bill comes to, your change is $10.53. They're going to give you $10.50. 50 cents back. They're not going to give you 10.55 back.
Well, they're
How
going to
much
round it.
money are retailers going to make? Because they're not going to round up. They're going to round down or round up when it benefits them.
Everything rounded to the nearest nickel. I think, isn't that kind of what?
No, because you're going to lose. I guarantee you, they're not rounding up. If it's 10.55 is your change, or whatever, you buy something for. They're not going to give you.
You're making a valid point, but most transactions are digital now, so they're not going to round it on a digital transaction. You're still getting a digital penny. So I guess there's that.
Well, that's true. That's true if you're buying with your card, but if you go in and you want to buy, I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
They're still trying to get us out of using cash, and I would highly encourage people not to give up using cash when you can. Keep using cash, because you lose bartering in general. It's if you lose cash. So
right,
look into it. There's plenty of reasons that you don't want to give up using cash. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Next week here on the In Crowd 815 podcast, we're going to be talking with Brad Steele. He's the founder of Rooftop Angels. What is Rooftop Angels about? We'll learn all about that next week, and that'll be our 104th, I think, not-for-profit that has been on the show.
Nice.
We're also scheduled to be talking with Josh Beining, who is the owner of Lucha Cantina, and of course, Lucha is hosting our In Crowd 815 networking group event the last Thursday.
It's easy for you to say.
I know. I'm so excited. It's 2026, man. It's 2026, and look at us. We're sitting here doing episode number 300.
Yeah.
Woo! We're so excited. Thanks again to Rockford Robotics for joining us on the show today.
It was a good show.
Jeff and Liam and Hunter did a great job.
It's very refreshing to have people on who are very, very smart, very well educated, very, going places. It's very encouraging. And most of our guests are 95, 99% of our guests are going places. They're very smart. They're very, I'm only saying 99% because I can't say 100%, whatever. Nothing's ever 100%.
No.
Except this show is 100% awesome. I can say that. But no, it's very refreshing, especially somebody like Liam, who is smarter than I'll ever be. Yeah. He was probably smarter at 5 years old than I'll ever be. And I'm a fairly well-educated person. So as are you,
Let that be an encouragement. Let that be an encouragement to the parents who are watching this to, get your kids involved with stuff like this, because engineering, there's great money to be made in engineering. I'm sure Jeff will tell you his career at Woodward Governor has been pretty stinking amazing. It's been a wonderful experience and challenging in good ways, and has done well for him financially. So engineering, great thing to get into. And I obviously, for a lot of that, there's a lot of math involved.
Yeah.
And that's
for
not
some
for everybody.
people. If you don't have an engineering brain, you don't have a math brain, forget it. Forget it. Go into something creative. Go into radio.
There you go. But the Rockford Robotics team, they need those other things too. They need people to the creative side of things too.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
There's other things to do, at least with that team. So still look into that. I don't know that we have much to talk about with the Packers, Tom, because they are going to start their third string quarterback against Minnesota tomorrow. They're the noon game because it really doesn't matter what happens. They're not being flexed to a prime time because look, this year's NFL in general, maybe that's what we need to talk about. This year's NFL in general is pretty stinking awesome. There's a lot of parity, and it shows by this week's games. There are still 4 conference winners to be determined by this weekend.
You could argue it both ways. You could say, well, that's good. Yes, of course. But you could also say that that's the top half, but there's a bottom half that's pretty bad. So parity is one of those things where you're not going to get all 32 teams that are on a pretty good playing field. You've got maybe 10 teams, maybe 8 teams that you could say are elite and probably could have a good chance of winning the Super Bowl. And then there's the remainder of the 24 teams that have no chance of winning the Super Bowl, 4 of which will be in the playoffs, or 6 of which will be in the playoffs. So I'm sorry, I don't think Carolina is going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to win the Super Bowl. Both of those two are fighting out for that last spot, the 4th spot in the division winners. To be quite honest, I don't think the Bears have what it takes to win the Super Bowl. And from what I've seen over the last 3 weeks, I'm not sure the Packers do either.
But either one could catch lightning in a bottle and just
they could, and that's the beauty of it. You are correct.
Everything I'm hearing is that in the NFC, except for the NFC South, any of those teams getting into the playoffs could win it all this year. The AFC side, it's kind of this.
You got Pittsburgh and Baltimore. It's always that 4th division winner. It's the 4th division winner in both leagues right now that I wouldn't give you a plug nickel for. Pittsburgh's not winning the Super Bowl. Neither is Baltimore. I don't care if you got Derrick Henry. And by the way, I just got a notice. It said Derrick Henry just scored another touchdown. So, what a miserable game.
That was brutal.
That was. Dude, I was going to come over to your house, but I think you had something going on with family or whatever. So I watched it at home, and I'm kind of glad I did, because
me too.
I didn't want to have to drive home, and thinking about the game and just being aggravated all the way home.
It was.
Although I'm over it minutes later. It doesn't affect me like it used to. I'm
good. Jordan Love has cleared concussion protocol, so he could play tomorrow if they wanted him to, but they won't.
They will not put him in, and they shouldn't put him in, because Minnesota is a very, very. They picked up Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder played for Atlanta. 2023 was his rookie season, I believe.
Packers might put him out there for a half. I don't know. I think they'll start Caleb Thune or whatever his name is.
Clayton Tune, Tune. Clayton Tune. He was a standout quarterback in college, which every NFL quarterback was. So Clayton Tune didn't impress me. Very first pass he threw was a interception.
That wasn't his fault.
It was not his fault.
That was
not his fault. But it was just kind of funny. Yeah, and it went off of Bo Melton's hands. Is that what it was?
I believe you're right.
And Bo Melton needs to not play for the Packers anymore. I like Bo Melton.
He's playing everything: special teams, defense, offense. He's doing everything. And
but he's not playing a lot of reps on offense or defense. He's playing all three phases, but he's not playing a whole lot of like, he's not taking 50 snaps on defense and then 38 snaps on offense. That'd be too much. He's not Deion Sanders, or who's the one from Heisman, Travis Hunter. He's not Travis Hunter, for Jacksonville. But anyway, but Bo Melton can make that catch. He can make that great catch when you need him to, but he can't do some of the simpler things, like catch a simple pass over the middle, or he's not really that great at cornerback either. He's pretty good, but when you've got.
Look at Clayton Tune's stats here. He played for Houston, which had a fiery offense. They had a great offense.
Yeah.
He's I think he's got some school records, or was pretty close to the school records there in Houston. But
it'd be pretty hard to beat Andre Ware's records. Andre Ware was a dynamite quarterback back in the early 80s with Houston.
6'3", 220, been in the league for 3 years. I mean, he's got that potential journeyman quarterback if he can get things together. Who knows? This might be a breakout thing for him tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how they use it.
Well, I hope that if Clayton Tune starts, I hope that we have a good game and that we're not down, 2 pick sixes. We're not down 14-0 before we even get back in our seats with a hot dog,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but it doesn't matter. The only bad thing about losing tomorrow, forget the game. We're already the 7th seed, no matter what. We can't go higher, can't go lower. We're in. I don't want to go into the playoffs with a 4-game losing streak. And I don't care that we had injuries. I don't care that, I don't care. You did mentally, from the psyche perspective, you do not want to go into the playoffs having lost 4 games in a row.
That's tough. That is tough. And that's one of the things that the Rams are doing too right now. They're on a bit of a losing streak, but they are one of the teams to beat in the playoffs. Look to them to kill their opponent tomorrow.
Well, I think Devontae got injured. Devontae Adams got injured. Packers did pick up Trayvon Diggs.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Trayvon Diggs comes off of waivers. The Cowboys waived him, which I think he was kind of disinterested to play with the Cowboys anymore. He was.
There were a couple of things. Contract. He was distant. I don't think he likes Jerry Jones. The other thing is they say, well, he just can't play anymore. Well, he's 27 years old. What do you mean he can't play anymore? He's a physical specimen. And when he got to Green Bay, Micah Parsons basically just open arms. Come here, buddy. Good to see you. I'm glad you're back. He's hanging out with Micah. He's staying at Micah's house. So it's just like old times. I think you're going to see something really good from Trayvon Diggs. I do. So
he made the Pro Bowl twice, 2021 and 2022. He was on the Pro Bowl team.
Remember what Jerry Jones said about Micah Parsons and in Dallas media? Some in the Dallas media said about Micah Parsons when he came over to Green Bay. He wasn't very good against the run. Really? How'd that prediction work out for you? Because he had 12.5 sacks before he was injured 4 games ago.
That's crazy.
So he could have easily 2 sacks here, 3 sacks there. He could have been up to 17, 18 sacks before we even knew it.
So Trayvon is going to wear number 28 and his Packers uniform, and Clayton Tune is switching to number 6.
Number 6.
So he's going to be number 6.
Why? What was Clayton Tune wearing?
Some odd number. I would think 20 something. I think before.
Maybe he was wearing 28.
True. It might have been 28. I don't know. But anyway, back into a more quarterback type number. Number 6. That's cool.
Yeah.
So anywho,
it's going to be really interesting. So here's it real quick. I know we got to go, but real quick. If San Francisco beats Seattle, San Francisco is the number 1 seed. Seattle moves over to become the 5th seed. And then LA becomes the 6th. Green Bay's already the 7th. All right. If Seattle wins, San Francisco moves over to become the 5. And then LA, I think, still is 6, unless LA wins their game and San Francisco loses theirs. You might switch those 2. I think that's how it works. But either way, everything is set, except for Carolina, Tampa Bay. Nobody cares. They're going to be the 4th. It doesn't matter. Green Bay is 7. It doesn't matter. Detroit, Chicago doesn't really matter if San Francisco wins. If Chicago wins, they cannot be the 1. If Chicago wins, they will take the 2. They will.
Secure the 2.
Yeah.
Which either way they're hosting a game, so that really doesn't matter too much. But I think there's some talk that, Ben would really like to pound Detroit. He'd still like to beat Detroit.
And Detroit would like to beat Ben.
Yeah, so it could be a bit of a chippy game.
I will say this, and I might regret saying this. You can write it down, all you Bear fans out there. I want Chicago one more time because we have unfinished business. That game that we played 2 weeks ago was ridiculous. Romeo Dobbs should be playing for the Toledo Mud Hens right now. He should be.
No, one bad.
Not a big Romeo Dobbs fan, first and foremost. Mistake. Oh, no. It's not because of that. It's because he was very, very disruptive last year in the clubhouse. If you remember, I'm not getting the ball enough. Then he comes back and he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns, had, 100 yards receiving, and everybody's, patting him on the head and, on his little padded helmet. Yeah. And, all is right with the world. Really? Maybe not. Romeo Dobbs has had some crucial drops this season. And the most crucial of them all was the missed, bobbled, miffed, muffed, whatever.
Onside
kick that he didn't get.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was just that was crazy. That was just crazy. So I don't think Romeo Dobbs will be in a Packer uniform next year, and I don't care. I don't care. It's going to be Matthew Golden's time to shine. He's going to be a star with this team, and I'm hoping that he has a breakout game against Minnesota. Look, this offense, I'm hoping it's Malik Willis tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. I'm hoping it is. I don't want to see Clayton Tune out there, but if it is, it is. I don't care, whatever. But I'm just hoping we can hold our own. And maybe if we can hold Minnesota, because our defense is still good. Although you wouldn't have known it last week against Baltimore. But Baltimore was on a mission. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. There's no other like him. And I really do believe that Chicago beating us just took the wind out of our sail. Well, now it's a new ball game. Next week starts the playoffs. We are playoff ready because we are a playoff pedigree team. We've had 3 years now, 2 years, but now this is our third year in the playoffs. This Chicago team hasn't been in the playoffs, so I'm not too worried. So who do you want, Chicago or Philly?
Chicago. I don't want to.
I do too. Here's the scenario: we beat Chicago, and then we go ahead and end up playing Philly, and then we beat San Francisco and go to the Super Bowl. and that takes care of all three of the teams that have been in our way the last few years. We've already beaten Detroit. We don't have to beat them.
It's in the realm of possibility. Is it likely? No, but it's in the realm of possibility. So that's what makes it exciting. That's fun. So
it does.
All right. I think that's gonna wrap up our first show of 2026. Which, by the way, did you notice we're episode 300?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. What number is it?
300.
Nice. Hey, you know what that means?
Perfect game in bowling.
Yeah. No, next week is 301.
That's a dart game.
Right.
Or is
it is a dart game. 301
or 302?
It's 301.
All right.
Now that I think about it, you're right. That is. By the way, football. There's football today. 2 games on, just so you know.
There is football. NFL today. So, all right. That's going to put a wrap on our first episode of 2026. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone today, every day this week, and we'll meet you back here next week when we learn about Rooftop Angels and Lucha Cantina here on the In Crowd 815 podcast.
Sounds like fun.
All right, buddy. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
815 In Crowd.